Hello and welcome back. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the industry, like an overview of the real estate industry. So guys, you probably know that's why you purchased this course, is the fact that real estate is the #1 tool from a track record standpoint, that created more millionaires and created more wealth than any other industry. Why? Because there's some necessities of life. One, we need water. Two, we need bread to put in our body. Three, we need clothing. And four, we need shelter. So when you are in all four of these industries, every human being on earth needs these necessities every day of their human being life. I'm gonna repeat that. Water, bread, clothing, and shelter, right? And so having said that, real estate is the opportunity for you to become the Lord of your own land. Land is a very important topic, even in the scriptures. The Israelites at that time, when they was traveling, they was going to war, they was fighting other nations, they was fighting to protect their land. Because in that land, they called it the promised land. Inside of that promised land, they had a fruitful ground where when they sow a seed, that seed would harvest in the harvest time. And they gave them food to eat. They gave them alkaline vegetables, alkaline food. It gave them water wells, alkaline water wells, right? Pure water that's healthy, right? And so it was very important to have the land and resources to control, because now they was able to be abundant in the area, and they would be able to eat the food, store up the food, and then have so much left over they could sell it to the other nation and create cash flow, right? And they created wealth like that. And so it's the same thing today, guys. We have to understand that if you own and control the land and the resources, you become the Lord of your own land. Now you better create wealth, because most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the real estate actually goes up. So the strategies that you want to learn, the strategies we're going to teach, is say, listen, I don't want you paying retail for anything, whether it's real estate, your vehicles, clothing, food. Try to always buy at wholesale. Wealthy people, they use this strategy all the time. They try to buy at wholesale, right? And they negotiate everything. Everything is negotiable, right? So having said that, guys, in the real estate industry, you want to be able to buy properties at a discount. How you do that, you want to find motivated sellers, right? Every seller is not motivated. When you're having a conversation with them, you have to find out what is their motivation. You literally got to ask them, hey, what's the reason why you're selling? Some people are going to tell you, listen, I'm behind on my mortgage 3 months. The sheriff knocked on my door and I'm going to sheriff's sale over the next month. I need to get out to save my credit. Great. Some people might say, listen, I got another job out of town. I need to sell this house because I got a new apartment I'm moving to, a new house I'm moving to, and I can't afford both mortgages. Great. They might have had a death in the family and the house was inherited to the children. The children can't maintain the home, right? Whatever that motivation is, you need to know that. So now you're able to pick that up at a discount. And as you pick it up at a discount, if it needs some upgrades, some fresh paint, some new flooring, new kitchen cabinet, etc., now you're able to go and do that, make the house a beautiful home again, and bring it to the marketplace. That makes sense? And so now when you bring it to the marketplace, most people, they want to walk into a home that's already livable. They don't want to do anything, right? You don't want to have the sweat equity that you rolled up your sleeve and did this necessary rehab. But the end buyer, they actually want to just move into the house the way it is. They want to do nothing but move into a beautiful house. But that's where you make your money at, right? And so now what I want to share with you, there's a market for motivated sellers, because people have problems, right? That's a challenge that they're going through. So you, as a real estate developer, an investor, an entrepreneur, you are a problem-solving person, right? You actually solve problems for a living. The more problems you solve, the bigger the problems you solve, the more money that you make. So it's almost like cause marketing or cause entrepreneurship, right? You know, you're doing good for somebody. You're helping to solve their problems, but you're doing well at the same time. That's the whole point. So now you buy these properties at a discount, you renovate them, you resold them, you made you some big chunk of cash, right? So the idea is not to continue to do that, right? If you want to, great. But the strategy is to do that enough so you could take those chunks and pay down your debts and actually pay off all your bad debts. They're out of there, right? Because you get taxed a little bit higher on capital gains and, well, fix and flips than you would do on cash flow, right? So once you flip you some houses, you make you some chunks, you pay down your bad debt, all those is done, you lower your living expenses. Now you want to start to focus on cash flowing rental properties. You want to start holding property, be the lord of your own land. So now you have this duplex or this fourplex that you have. It might cost you, the fourplex might cost you, let's say, $800 to $1,100 a month for everything. But each apartment is renting from $950, right? So you got 9, 18, 27, 32. So that's $3,200 you coming into your household every month that you're only paying out maybe, $9 to $1,100, whatever, your mortgage and escrow and all that other good stuff is. But you get my point. So now you have enough money to pay for your mortgage note towards the bank, right? Because you're leveraging other people's money. You're leveraging OPM, right? That's a strategy of the wealthy, right? They don't use their own cash. They use other people's money. They use the bank money. But they use that by having good credit, right? And you guys know the power of credit. I say it all the time. Listen, cash is king, yes, but credit is power. And that's why we have a mentoring program to help you to raise up your credit score. And not only help you to raise it up, we have a team in place that we can actually assist you in writing to the credit bureaus, getting those unverifiable items off the credit report, the erroneous items off the credit report, inaccurate items off the credit report. So that way those negative items are coming off and we help you to build positive credit on it. Now your credit score is raising up, so now you can start to borrow and use the strategy of other people's money, right? So now that you have this property that you cash flowing, now that's paying for your living expenses month after month. So now if you could do that once, you can use that same strategy to go do it again. And then do it again. The next thing you know, you have 20, 30 rentals that you have, right? You cash flowing where you never, ever, ever have to work again. So those are some strategies that I want to share with you. Now, keep in mind, what we talked about earlier, people need what? Water, bread, clothing, and shelter. So somebody always needs a place to stay. So you want to choose the right neighborhood, the right city, the right area that's in demand for your product, right? You want to create a beautiful product, a reliable, safe environment. So now people can live in there and pay you every month that you can cash flow. So some strategy that you might want to use, let's say, okay, well, I got some go money, that, like I said, that get out of jail money, that monopoly money, I like to call it, right? So you got this go money to get you started. And so let's say you have $15,000. So you go find a motivated seller, you go into contract, you purchase the home, you use other people's money for the bulk of it, you put $15,000 down on the table. So now when you finish rehabbing, the house is worth $180,000, but you only owe $100,000 on the home. But it's a beautiful home that's after it is repaired now. So now you get a refinance loan, you pay off the old mortgage, the old bank, right? So now you pull out some cash and you want to pull out the same cash that you put in there, that $15,000 that you put in there. Or if you want to pull out a little bit more, you pull out your original $15,000 plus more, right? So now, still in all, you got your money back that you originally put into the deal, probably a little bit more, and you're still cash flowing month after month. So you don't have no money into that deal at all. So now you can take that $15,000 that you got back out of that refinance, which was your original investment money, and you're gonna go do that and repeat it again. You're gonna go find another property, put that money down, use other people's money, put that $15,000 down, rehab it, put it back on the market, refinance, pull that money back out again, and repeat the process, ongoing, using the same money over and over. If you don't have the money to get started at first, then go use private money. Go find a business partner, somebody that's passive, that's looking for a better rate of return. They're only getting 3 to 4% at the bank. Well, offer them 10% on their money, right? What is it to you, right? You got real estate that's going to go up in value, hopefully, right? So there are some ways and strategy that you can use to create wealth for your family. And we're going to talk more about creative financing in one of the other video tutorials. So having said that, guys, I hope that information helped. We have a lot of homes that we need to bring to the community because the government actually wants us to do that. The government not in the business of creating housing, right? We as private investors, as entrepreneurs, it's our goal to go and provide housing, and the government reward us in the form of tax breaks. See guys, as a W-2 employee, you're getting taxed the most, between 20 and 32%. You're getting taxed. From a business portion standpoint, and your 1099, you're getting taxed a little less, between 23 and 28%. But as an investor, you're getting taxed the lowest. So we want to be able to move you and shift your income from being a W-2 to 1099. So now you're at an investor standpoint. So in the next video, guys, we're going to talk about some other mindset strategies, and we're also going to be getting into the actual content of the skill set of investing in real estate. So guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Until the next video, talk to you soon.